Someone has a question, yeah.
Question? Okay.
Sorry, good morning. I think that's a very good approach in getting feedback from the customers. But then, what measure is there to also avoid brand wars in that respect? Because if I don't like a particular company, I can go in and say things that are not true or did not really happen. So how do we verify the feedback to know that it is actually quite accurate? Then also, if I want my company to appear very good, we could just get a group of people to just go and say things that really didn't have any interactions, but there's something good. So what are the mechanisms in place to check the type of feedback, even though it says perceptions, but how do we control some biases in that?
All right, thank you. So one of the things we do, all these, the back end side captures or has timestamps, okay? So even if you don't mean to duplicate your answers or your responses, even if it's by mistake, your internet isn't working and you press enter and then come and press enter again, he cleans it off. He will take it out. So they can tell. Usually, somebody who is just doing the yes, 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 and ticking, consistently, you'd realize that when it comes to the parameters, they are choosing the same thing because they don't have time to think it through, right? And then you also check the time in which they take the survey. It's not possible that this person went to Fidelity 20 times within 2 minutes. So we know. So we'll clean it off. We do that. Now, it is true that somebody can get someone to come and sit down and then maybe answer the questions on their behalf. But I can tell you, you check the those addresses, what do they call them? The IP address and answer. There's something they do. So I'll let he will speak to that. But believe me, I don't think somebody would like to pay someone to sit there for 3 minutes, sometimes when the internet isn't even working, for you to just go on and do that. We can't completely, this is not 100% proof of people wanting to do one or two things. But we've also made sure that we are able to identify the trends of people who are trying to do that, clean it off. We're consistently going to learn. So I completely get where you're coming from, that somebody will try and do it, but we'll also try and clean it. Do you understand? It will be very difficult. 3 minutes is it's a lot of time for you to do maybe 100 responses, and each will take 3 minutes. People, honestly, I doubt that they would have.
Thank you. And then I'd like to add, so like she mentioned, there are certain ways we try to use to ensure that each answer is unique. She mentioned the timestamp, she mentioned the IP address. But when it comes to systems like this, sometimes you have to think duplicate and clearly, instantly duplicate and clearly, instantly entered, right? And it's very simple to see because, okay. Very, very simple. Even with your naked eye, sometimes you can spot it. So we try to get rid of this. However, if your brand is well known and you are trying to do something about it, you have a large task ahead of you, right? I think that is going to take considerable effort. So whilst we can't eliminate it, we believe that the current setup makes it a bit difficult to do because you need a lot of people over a prolonged period of time. So why didn't you as well invest that time in?
For me, you have the issue of latent memory, where you have an experience in, say, January, and then you take the survey in probably May or March, right? If there could be a question that could be coined in there, that will actually give the what's the name? Give an understanding to when you had the experience as to when the survey is being taken. So probably that can, you can put in a formula to offset maybe the period of the experience as against the date the transaction, or let's say the survey was taken. So I think that will help cure the issue of latent memory, because once you had the experience about a month ago, you may not have clarity of memory to be able to give full details of the experience. Yeah. Thank you.
I think it's not a bad idea at all. The only thing about experiences is that even if it's 10 years old, sometimes you never forget them, right? So when we put the questions there, we want to make sure that in our presentation, whatever question we put there is giving us an answer that is a solution to a certain problem. Do you understand? So I get it. So you are saying that you would like to know, for example, if we should ask a question that says, when did you have this interaction with the maybe the vendor or the service provider? So you'd have maybe, I get that. I get it. I get it. Thank you.
Okay. I think the microphone is at the back, so. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. I think you are doing a good job, but I have a concern. I'm looking at this data that you are collecting from. What is a report that you are presenting to us this month? What duration? Was it from October to December? I think it's very important for us to know. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that fantastic question. When I'm doing my presentation, I would let you know the duration. So some of these answers will come out. So with regards to data protection, because we're not taking any personal data of yours, I mean, you would not know who answered what. Names are not taken, addresses are not taken, telephone numbers or emails, no. So we just take the sentiments and your experience. And so, yes, in as much as we're collecting the data, it can never be pinned or directed back at you. However, we would suggest that when you're using your PC, you kind of guide whatever you're answering. But as far as data protection goes, we're not collecting personal data, so I think that is okay. There was one other question you asked, I'm so sorry. Yes, sample size is yours. The duration, yes. So I would have explained that in my presentation. So it's from November to November. From November to November. Okay, so we open up the survey. Right now we're cleaning up the system because we've had it for about 3 years. We haven't done any updates. So this time it's going to start from January to next November. That's when we open it up. It's only online, we don't do it anywhere else. So from January now to November. Then we clean it up using November and then the whole of December, and then we do the press conference in January. So it's open the whole year through, unless we're having system challenges where we have to, debug or do something, in which case you go onto the system, it might not work. But immediately we work on it, we come back. So that's how it works. So are you okay?
Yeah, I mentioned sample size.
Yes, he's going to give you.
So the issue of sample size is we want to be able to determine how statistically significant our results are. The index has a few issues, in that it is taken randomly by people. And the number of people we get to is based on our marketing efforts, how well our friends and partners spread the news, etc. So you would find that, first of all, the number is relatively small compared to the population of Ghana, right? This year, for instance, I think we are working with them about a little over 5,000 responses. And also you realize that a lot of the respondents are from Accra, right? Which is also a reflection of our ability to reach people where they are to get them to respond to the survey. And that is part of the reason why we encourage every year, as much as possible, those who attend to spread the word. We encourage organizations to adopt the survey so that we can get a lot of people on board. So yes, in that regard, you may argue that a little over 5,000 is not statistically significant. However, we believe that customer experience is contagious, in that even if you have 100 people saying bad things about your brand, it may affect you greatly. Therefore, we would like, in our own way, to provide a little insight into what's going on with your brand so that you may be able to take whatever corrective actions that you want to. So in terms of statistics, yes, the argument may be made every year. It is our biggest challenge, right? Getting a lot of people to respond to the survey. However, we still believe that it's a reflection of what is going on the ground. Thank you.
Yvonne, how many more questions would you like to take before the data? One more? Okay. We'll have more opportunity after the presentation of the data to ask questions, so let's bear with Yvonne for now as we manage the time. So go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Sika Antogbe. I work with the DVLA. Yvonne, I would like to ask you, and first, kudos to you. You've been doing this for a while. What has been the impact of this survey, the testimony you get from organizations? This question is very significant because I've been attending for quite some time now. And for us at DVLA, we actually have a research department that runs similar surveys every year. And trust me, plus or minus 5, we are always within range with what you do. So it's a way of also us measuring whether what you are telling us is actually close to what we know. And
please, can we applaud that? Right? Yeah, I mean, an independent institution that is also running a survey and realizes that what Yvonne is doing here is reflected there. Of course, we can applaud that. Let's recognize that. Yes, it speaks to the credibility of what we're doing here. Thank you, sir. Not to break your vibe.
And I'm asking this because for us, I'm sure you've seen a lot of reforms at our end, and it comes from these research. But we would want to find out what has been the general impact in terms of other industry and the entire ecosystem so far as this customer service index is concerned. And if you have some to share, or some organization here have the impactful way this survey has on their thinking as an organization. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I like that you offered to use your organization as an example. If you know, or if you knew DVLA before, and you know the DVLA now, you can tell clearly. And DVLA has been one of those organizations who consistently, they're always here. Whether they're first, second, or third, they are here. And they would come back and ask for a report. And I'm happy that he says when they look at what they're doing internally, it's very close. Okay, so it tells you. Now, just like DVLA, we have other organizations. I don't have their permission to put their names out there. But we have several organizations who come back and order customized reports. And look, mind you, we're not saying that once you order the reports, your organization is going to change. I'll give you an example. During COVID, there was a brand, okay, very popular brand. I think they were just changing, they were rebranding, okay? And so what that meant was that in some particular areas, you would go there and there's a barricade and they're trying to, work during the afternoon and all that. And they're known to be top when it comes to their logo, color. They're always consistent, the way the people dress. But in 2020, they scored very low. They ordered a customized report. And they actually asked me to come and do the presentation. So I went there. They had board members and things and, waiting to see. And when I showed them the parameter and their score, and they are scored so low on look and feel, they said, no, it's impossible. You know who where we sit, everybody knows. Look, the whole Ghana, and it's true. But I knew why they were there. So I asked them, what has been your story in 2020? You're trying to rebrand. You have not even formally informed people. There are people who are still wondering, are you still this or are you still that? What's going to happen? All of a sudden, they're seeing you change from green to yellow. So to them, it affects their perception of the look and feel. And then, of course, somebody walks into this branch, there's somebody working, there's dust all over. So when I drew their attention, then it clicked that, I said yes. So you might be good, you might be competent, you might be doing all the right things, but there could be that one pin that you don't know about. We will pick up on it. And that could be the only reason why your customers are out there complaining. It's just like a hospital. There was a hospital who was invested in pumping a lot of money into the look and feel. But guess what? People want you to save their lives. They want competent people. So if you invest so much money in the way the hospital looks, and you're scoring a lot on the look and feel, but you're scoring really low on health and safety or competence, what does that mean? But this is the hospital who thinks, this place is nice. Why is it that they're complaining? I said, no, but maybe they're dying. Do you see where I'm coming from? So we might not in totality have somebody that we can say, look, we've definitely moved these people from 0 to hero or from 0 to 100. But I know DVLA, you've done, I can boast with DVLA, right? Because they consistently have done what they're supposed to do. We've had people who will tell us, Yvonne, that one line advice that you gave us in your customized report, you have no idea what it's done. And people come in order. When we're done, they come. They take the customized report. Some don't come and tell us the outcome of our feedback. They tell us maybe months later. Others will tell us immediately, this thing is working. So it has an impact. There are lots of the things that I would not see the impact today because I'm looking at forever. Me, I don't have any other dreams. I don't have a dream to go and do any side hustle. This is my baby. This is my side hustle. This is my mom hustle. This is what I'm going to give to my daughter. You know, I don't have anything. So I'm doing this forever. And so I know that some of the benefits you might not see now, I might not see now. The dream I have, it's bigger. I can't even, it's too big, right? So back to your question, it's definitely making an impact for the simple fact that people can sit and anticipate that at the beginning of the year, there's a place we can go to and listen to maybe that woman who likes to talk so much, but at least she'll say some 1 or 2 liners that we can walk away with, or she'll share some common trends with us, or we would know what our competitors are doing and we can compare. So that alone. And also, I know for now, we don't have a customer service index. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can search for it. You don't have it in Africa. You have one in the UK CSI, and that's it. I don't know any other in America that follows probably the same type of methodology. So we are known for it, and people know Ghana for the GCSI. And because of that, we have now the NCSI, which is the Nigerian Customer Service Index. So that is run in Nigeria, and he does the work on that too. 2 years ago, we were in talks to have that in Eswatini, and then last year, Sierra Leone. So we're working on it. It has an impact. People can see that it's working. But thank you for asking that question, so I get the opportunity to say all these nice things about what we're doing. Thank you. Okay, we'll take Mr. Frimpong, then we can.
Okay.
Thank you. My name is Manuel Frimpong. I work with Africa Tourism Research Network. Just a quick one, Yvonne. And before I do that, may I know how many ministries are here? Anybody representing any ministry of whatever? Anyone? Anyone? Any ministry? Okay. So this is Ghana Customer Service Index. And as you rightly mentioned, in Africa, we don't have anything of this nature. And this is about Ghana. Not long ago, we heard the president of the nation complaining about poor customer service. Fast forward, then Mr. Julius Debra also complained. And then my minister of tourism also complained about customer service. And we see it over and over and over again. My question is, how is the country, the ministries, supporting you, encouraging you to do this? And by their absence here, tell us, but share with us how they are encouraging you to do what you are doing. Because this is my 3rd year attending this, and every year, almost every year, I ask the same question. They don't show up. And this is about Ghana. We have very bad customer service culture. I don't want to go on and on, so share with us.
I mean, as late as probably around 9:30 yesterday, I was trying to text somebody who is in the hospitality sector, sits at one of the authorities, who you probably know too. And I feel like every year, I feel they need it the most. It gives me a headache. They need it so much that I don't know how to explain it to them. And the fact that they don't know they need it is what my problem is. And this is me telling her, come with your people. Come and sit. Listen. I'm not saying that I'm giving you all the solutions. Mr. Frimpong, you will call a ministry. I'm saying this because when you call, even to speak to somebody who is at the position, who can even say that, okay, yeah, we're happy to come in. Look, you are lucky. This person will be asking you, Where are you calling from? And I'm calling from the Institute of Customer Service Professionals. Can I speak to the head of customer service, or can I speak to maybe your CEO or the deputy? May I ask what it's about? And sometimes I feel like, okay, it's about the government.